All right, so today we are taking a deep dive into a world that I think most people don't think too much about,
Mm-hmm.
but it really impacts all of us.
It does.
And that is the world of maritime shipping.
Yes.
These giant cargo ships that are moving 90% of the goods
Mm.
around the globe.
Yeah, the backbone of global
The
trade.
backbone of global trade, exactly.
It's incredible when you think about it.
It really is.
Like, we kind of take it for granted that we can order something online and it magically shows up at our doorstep.
Totally. And it's this kind of traditional industry that is actually on the verge of this digital revolution
Oh, yeah.
thanks to blockchain.
Right.
And so that's what we're going to kind of unpack today is like
Yeah.
how this technology can actually solve some of maritime's biggest challenges.
Yeah. It's a fascinating world behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people imagine like,
Ah.
these ships kind of majestically going across the ocean,
Yeah.
but behind the scenes, it's a little bit messier than that.
Oh, it's a tangled web.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, there's so much paperwork.
Oh my gosh.
So many different players involved in the supply chain.
It's like a Shakespearean drama with all the different characters.
I know.
Right. And there's just this like real lack of transparency.
Hmm.
And this isn't just about like inefficiency, we're
Yes.
talking about actual real world consequences.
Oh, absolutely.
Like what kinds of consequences are we talking about?
Well, there's a case that I always think about. Involves a shipment of pharmaceuticals that was delayed
Oh, wow.
because of some fraudulent paperwork.
Oh, no.
And the consequences were pretty dire, not just from a financial standpoint, but,
Right.
we're talking about people's lives here.
Right.
And this kind of fraud, unfortunately, it's not a one-off thing.
Right.
It happens alarmingly often,
Mm-hmm.
costing the industry billions each year.
Oh, wow. It's just crazy to me that in this day and age,
I know.
we're still relying on all this paper,
Yeah.
with these trails that can be so easily tampered with or, just human error.
It's like we're stuck in the past,
Right? It is like we're living in the past.
with these ancient scrolls.
Yeah, seriously.
Trying to manage this incredibly complex global network.
And it's not just fraud, it's just the sheer volume
Oh, tell me about it.
of paperwork.
The mountains of it.
Have you ever actually seen a bill of lading?
Oh, yeah. They're like novels,
It's a novel.
full of tiny print. And, nobody actually reads it all.
Seriously.
But it's supposed to be this document that, guarantees trust.
Right, right.
But in reality, it's often the weakest link.
Totally,
That
totally.
one.
So this is where I think blockchain comes in, right?
Mhm.
This revolutionary technology that's often,
Yeah.
people associate it with cryptocurrency,
Right.
Bitcoin,
Yeah.
all that.
It's so much more than that.
It is so much more than that. So
Yeah.
how would you even start to explain it?
Well, at its core, it's like a digital ledger, but instead of being stored in one central location, it's spread across a whole network of computers.
Right.
And that makes it virtually impossible to hack or
Right.
tamper with.
So it's really about trust then.
It really is.
Okay.
It's about creating this system where we don't have to rely on a single authority or a paper trail
Mm-hmm.
because we have this immutable record that everyone in the network can access and verify.
So can you kind of give like a concrete example of how this would actually work? Like say we're tracking a shipment.
Okay, so imagine a container of coffee beans
Okay.
leaving a port in Colombia. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Every step of that journey, from the moment it's loaded onto the ship to customs clearance, inspections, even changes in temperature,
Oh, wow.
all of that is recorded on the blockchain.
Okay.
So you have this transparent, tamper-proof record that everyone involved can access in real time.
So no more like wondering where your shipment is or if someone's like
Yeah,
messed with the paperwork.
gone are the days of phone calls and emails trying to track things down.
Yeah. Or losing a shipment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a big deal for businesses.
Huge.
But I imagine there are also like cost savings involved.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about all the time and money wasted on paperwork, on delays, on disputes,
Right.
blockchain, streamlines, all of that.
Yeah.
Things move faster, smoother, with less friction.
So it's not just about tracking, right?
No, it's much bigger than that.
What else can it do?
Well, think about smart contracts.
Okay.
So these are basically self-executing agreements
Okay.
that can automate all kinds of processes.
Okay.
Like payments or insurance claims. They're based on predefined conditions.
So if a shipment is delayed because of bad weather,
Right.
a smart contract could like automatically
Exactly.
trigger a payment to the affected parties.
Yeah, so it's like having this digital mediator
Wow.
that's making sure everything runs smoothly
I like that.
and fairly. Yeah.
Digital mediator.
Yeah.
And that also has implications for like regulatory compliance.
Oh, I've
Right.
I mean, imagine customs officials having real-time access to all the shipping documents and cargo data.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about streamlined inspections,
Mm.
cracking down on illegal activity.
It makes it so much harder to do anything shady.
Exactly. It brings a whole new level of accountability.
Yeah, and also we're talking about, a more sustainable industry,
Right.
potentially, right?
Absolutely.
Being able to track fuel consumption and emissions and all of that.
Yeah, it's about moving beyond just talking about sustainability,
Right.
and actually having the tools to monitor and incentivize responsible practices.
Yeah.
This is where blockchain's potential really shines, I think.
Yeah, it's really exciting to think about all the possibilities.
It is.
But I'm curious, like, how is this actually playing out?
Right.
Are there companies actually embracing this technology?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into some real-world examples
Let's do it.
after a quick break.
Sounds good.
So are there any companies actually putting this, this blockchain magic to work,
Oh, absolutely.
like in the real world?
Yeah, and it's not just like small startups experimenting.
Okay.
We're talking big players, industry giants, making some serious moves.
Okay, like who?
Well, one of the most notable examples is TradeLens.
TradeLens, yeah, isn't that the one?
Uh.
Backed by Maersk?
That's the one.
Like the shipping giant.
Yeah, Maersk, the shipping behemoth.
Yeah.
They've partnered with IBM to create this blockchain platform, provides a shared view of shipping transactions for everyone.
Okay.
We're talking over 150 organizations.
Wow.
Shipping lines, ports, customs authorities, you name it.
So it's like this big digital ecosystem
That's exactly.
built on trust and transparency?
Yeah, but does it actually work?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Well, let me give you an example.
Okay.
A few years back, a shipment of avocados got held up in customs
Okay.
for days
Oh, no.
because of a paperwork discrepancy. With TradeLens, that wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
They've seen cases where transit times are reduced by weeks just because the information flows more smoothly.
So you're talking about like, getting fresh produce to people faster and
Exactly.
reducing waste.
Less spoilage. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah. What about the actual, like the documents themselves?
Right.
Like all the bills of lading and the certificates and all that?
Yeah, those going digital too?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where companies like CargoX come in.
CargoX?
They're all about replacing those paper documents with secure, blockchain-based electronic versions.
So no more like, couriers racing across the globe.
Yeah, no more lost briefcases.
Right.
It's the future.
That is pretty futuristic.
And it's not just about speed and efficiency either.
Okay.
CargoX implemented a system for a cocoa exporter in Africa.
Okay.
The impact was huge.
Okay.
Digital bills of lading reduced processing times from weeks to minutes.
Wow.
They were getting paid faster, accessing crucial working capital. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, especially for businesses in developing countries.
Yeah, it really
It
is.
levels the playing field.
And we've been talking about the sustainability aspect,
Right.
like fuel tracking, emissions monitoring.
Yeah. Is anyone actually doing that?
Yeah. Is that real or is that just like a...
Oh, it's real.
Okay.
Maritime Blockchain Labs, MBL,
Okay.
they're doing some really cool work in this area.
Okay.
Developing solutions to track fuel, monitor emissions in real time, even incentivize cleaner fuels.
So it's not just about following regulations.
No, it's about going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Actually reducing the impact of shipping on the planet.
I think consumers are really starting to demand that.
They are. And this is where blockchain can really make a difference.
So it's not just cost savings and efficiency.
No, it's about creating a more ethical and sustainable system.
It's pretty amazing to think about this technology
I know, right?
that started with Bitcoin,
Right.
and now it's like tracking diamonds.
Verifying sustainable goods, monitoring fuel emissions on giant ships.
I know the applications are endless.
It seems like there's a lot of momentum behind this.
There is.
But, no technological revolution comes without its challenges, right?
True. There are definitely some hurdles to overcome.
Like what kinds of things?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is, ironically, collaboration.
Okay.
You have all these companies embracing blockchain,
Right.
but there's a need for standardization, interoperability between platforms.
So it's like everyone's speaking a different digital language.
That's a great way to put it.
right.
Imagine if every shipping company used a different blockchain system that couldn't talk to each other.
Right. Yeah, that defeats the whole purpose.
It would be chaos.
So what needs to happen?
Well, we need industry leaders to come together,
Okay.
agree on common standards.
Okay.
Organizations like the International Maritime Organization need to step up,
Okay.
facilitate dialogue, set guidelines,
Okay.
and tech companies need to work together too.
Right.
Make sure their platforms can seamlessly exchange data.
So collaboration is key.
It's essential.
It's not just about individual companies adopting blockchain.
No, it's about creating this connected ecosystem that benefits everyone.
Right. And that includes governments and
Yeah.
regulators, right?
Absolutely.
They have to be on board too.
We need a supportive policy environment
Okay.
that encourages innovation, but also addresses concerns about data privacy and security.
So it's like a balancing act.
It is, but if we can get it right,
Mm-hmm.
the potential is enormous.
Yeah.
Not just for the industry, but for global trade as a whole.
Absolutely. So what does all of this mean for
Right.
the average person listening?
Yeah, how does this actually affect me?
Right. Unless you're a shipping magnate.
Right. It's easy to tune this out as just industry jargon,
Yeah.
but that's the most important question.
Yeah.
Technology is only as good as its ability to impact our lives.
I think that's the question on a lot of people's minds, right? Like,
Yeah.
how does this affect me?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm not a shipping magnate.
Right.
I'm just like a regular person who likes to, shop online and order things and.
Right. Go about your day
Yeah.
and not worry about how it all gets here.
Right. Exactly.
But the truth is, even if you've never even seen a cargo ship in person, you're still connected to this industry.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. The clothes you're wearing,
Huh?
the phone in your pocket, the coffee you had this morning. Chances are all of those things traveled thousands of miles across oceans to get to you.
Okay, that's true. But like, how does blockchain actually change things for me?
Well, for one thing, more efficient shipping means lower costs for businesses,
Okay.
which can translate into lower prices for you.
Okay, so cheaper shopping.
Potentially, yeah. And also faster deliveries.
Okay. Faster, cheaper.
Fewer delays, less uncertainty about when that package is going to arrive.
I like that.
But it goes beyond just those immediate benefits.
Okay.
It's about empowering consumers to make more informed choices.
Okay, how so?
Imagine being able to scan a QR code on a product
Yeah.
and instantly see its entire journey from where it was made to how it got to you, including information about its sustainability and ethical sourcing.
So it's like a digital passport for everything I buy.
Exactly. And that level of transparency, it builds trust, not just in the products themselves, but in the whole system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about knowing that the information you're getting is accurate and verifiable, not just marketing hype.
Right, right. And that trust can extend beyond just consumers, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what about businesses?
Yeah, especially smaller businesses that might not have the resources to navigate these complex global supply chains.
Right.
Blockchain can help level the playing field
Okay.
by reducing bureaucracy, increasing access to information.
So it's like democratizing global trade in a way.
Exactly. It's about empowering businesses of all sizes to participate more effectively, which can lead to more innovation, more competition, better products and services for everyone.
That's really cool. And what about the environmental impact? Yeah, we talked about tracking fuel and emissions,
Right.
but like, what does that actually mean in practice?
Well, for one thing, it allows companies to optimize their shipping routes and practices to minimize their environmental footprint.
Okay.
It also incentivizes the adoption of cleaner technologies and fuels.
So it's not just about following the rules, it's about actually doing better.
Exactly. And it's not just good for the planet, it's good for business too.
How so?
Consumers are increasingly demanding sustainable products.
Right.
And companies that can prove their commitment to environmental responsibility are going to have a competitive edge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Blockchain provides the tools to do that, to back up those claims with real data, not just empty promises.
So it's about moving beyond just greenwashing.
Absolutely. It's about real, tangible progress towards a more sustainable future.
So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the nuts and bolts of maritime shipping to this like really transformative potential of blockchain.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey, and I think it's clear that this technology is here to stay.
It's not just a fad.
It's not a fad, yeah.
It's a fundamental shift.
Right, and it's something that I think we're all going to be impacted by in the years to come.
Definitely, and hopefully for the better.
Yeah, for the better. So next time you see one of those giant cargo ships
Yeah.
out on the horizon, or you're, ordering something online,
Right.
remember that there's this whole revolution happening behind the scenes
Yeah.
that could actually make a really big difference in all of our lives.
It's an exciting time. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you learned something new.